Is there any discussion among these platforms that host him about maybe reconsidering the incentives on these platforms? You get what I'm saying? Like, are they?
Right now, just for those of you guys unaware what's going on here, this is called the dog whistling deplatforming portion of the video here, where Ana Kasparian is dog whistling to her friend here about deplatforming Tim Pool.
Right.
I mean, that seems like a pretty accurate assessment of what's going on. And she literally said, "Did you get my drift? Do you know what I'm talking about here?"
Yeah.
Wink, wink,
you know
nudge, nudge.
You know what I'm talking about, YouTube? You need to get rid of this competitor. This
I know.
Badman, this Tim Poolman. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Yeah, that's exactly how this video reads.
You know, when you serve up content of Tim Pool's, you just serve up Young Turks content. No one's going to know the difference. Come on. We basically have the same content, right?
Aware? Are they even aware of how the algorithm? I think, you know, it's an unexpected or unintended consequence, but are they aware that this is happening? And if they are they planning on doing anything about it?
Well, you're going to have to talk to a better sourced reporter than.
Yeah, why are they asking this guy? Like, listen, he doesn't work at YouTube, Anna. Okay. He doesn't know jack shit about this stuff.
She's just gossiping. She's like, gossip with me.
I know. This is how you know that what she did was a dog whistle, because you don't, like, there's no real content to the question here.
Mm-hmm.
And he even answers, you know, why are you asking me? I didn't even call you two about this. This is our grift, Anna.
You think I'm an actual journalist? Wait, what?
This alt-right pipeline thing here, Anna, this is our grift.
Right.
YouTube doesn't believe this exists.
No. I mean,
mostly because it doesn't.
I'm busy trying to find angry ex-coworkers of Tim Pool to give me quotes. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any information about what the platforms might or might not be considering. I think the only thing I can say is there is nothing that Tim said on YouTube that would have violated any rules. Mm-hmm. He's brought Alex Jones on a couple of times. By the literal, you know, by the letter of the law of YouTube's rules, he has not broken any rules. He is, in fact, incredibly careful about staying away from strikes. He never curses. When they submit YouTube submits guidelines for discussing COVID or discussing the election. He posted this on Twitter, in fact, that YouTube had told him you can say that the election was stolen, and that there was fraud, and you can say that Donald Trump was the right.
Whoa! Are we gonna get in trouble? He's saying that in our video. We should. It's fun. We may have to afford a little bit here.
Here at the Sitch and Adam show, we do not believe the election was stolen whatsoever. Everything is totally fine and fair.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Rightful winner, but you can't say them both at the same place at the same time, as if that somehow changes the argument that's being made. So Tim would say that. The way Tim put it in this wonderfully Tim Poolian way is that he felt that Donald Trump had been Ocean 11. He was the victim of an incredibly careful and long, complicated plot that possibly involved Brad Pitt eating snacks and nefarious shadowy forces at all levels of the public and private sector, which ended up in him losing. But the election wasn't stolen, mind you. So that's how Tim Pool avoids these rules breaking. I mean, all I can say is whether they're reconsidering it. I think you can only look to the fact that one, they declined to comment when I asked them. I asked them about a number of statements that Tim Pool had made.
Well, it sounds like he did contact YouTube.
I don't know.
And they declined to comment. He's being unclear here. A little cagey, very suspicious.
About having very chummy contact with YouTube, and YouTube didn't even decide to say, no, that's not true, or nothing. They just decided not to say. And I don't think they...
There you go. He did ask YouTube, and they're like, you're not important enough to give a comment to.
They basically never answered his email, is what it sounds like. He's being pretty unclear here.
Right.
This is the padding resume portion that he's engaging in here. He's basically trying to make it sound like, oh yeah, I had a sit down half-hour talk with YouTube, And I came at them very strong. I had lots of questions and they answered none of them. Truth is, he sent them an email and they never responded.
True. So someone in the chat says, and they are correct, I did cast 100,000 votes for Joe Biden myself. That's right.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
I did actually, me personally as an individual, cast all the winning ballots for Joe Biden in the last election. Yes. Yes.
I do. People have come at me and said, you know, you're very influential, which I laugh at immediately. What? Come on, get out of here. And they do not like the fact that we just having our show could disparage somebody for voting for their candidate, basically. So they want our show blackholed for that reason. You understand.
You have to promote the thing that I want.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not promoting a lot of, and I'm even going out of my way now not to tell people who I'm voting for. I'm not going to stop voting, but I'm not necessarily going to say this is who I'm voting for.
You voted for Kanye. You said this repeatedly. Okay.
Well, I did vote for Kanye, but do you think I maybe was there 100 Kanye votes based on me maybe?
Breaking news, Sitch crossed state lines to weaponize his 100,000 votes for Joe Biden.
Oh,
Very
did you?
true. I crossed all of the state lines. Okay, every single one of them. Mr. Thim 6 for 200 Kazarks. Thanks so much. Says the popularity of communism is, in my opinion, far more connected with helicopter parenting last 2 generations were brought up in. That's why there's far more communism among upper middle class than actual poor. Maybe psychologically, yeah, sure.
I mean, that makes both the arguments, because if you remember, I asked counterpoints Connor about, is it a fad by wealthy kids or is it material conditions? And you're kind of making both arguments, because you're saying, like, the helicopter parroting would imply that these are wealthy kids and it's a fad. But if you're a wealthy kid and have grown up in an environment where you've got, you know, your own personal nuggy servant, and then you're in the real world and there's no opportunity for you, then it is somewhat material conditions, right?
Yeah, right, definitely.
It could be both. I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of opportunities there are for people these days, so I don't know. Yeah. And none of these news organizations are telling us. Yeah.
I think that Tim Pool is telling the truth when he says that YouTube is perfectly happy to have him be an acceptable version of right-wing dialogue on their platform, so that they don't get yelled at by conservatives for censoring the right. I think he is absolutely right about that.
Has he said that? Because that makes sense. That's the first thing he said that makes sense.
Right.
That, in fact, I don't think not only do they not plan to remove him, I think they very much want to keep him around. Now, I have no actual sources or.
So I did, as I said earlier in the beginning of the stream, they are doing this thing where, at least for some of news events, YouTube is suppressing you finding them via searching for Tim talking about them, and you only find them in your normal recommendations.
Right.
Like through the automatic system. So that there is some type of suppression going on to some extent.
Right.
Reporting that can back up that complete and utter speculation. I'm just going by the fact that there is no demonstrated by action by YouTube, even a bland press statement, which would suggest otherwise.
Yeah, look, I don't even think that they necessarily should. I think deplatforming is extreme, and I'd be very careful about it, because then you start to weed out.
So Chank is kind of pushing back against Anna here.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Anna got her feelings hurt.
But look at the face this guy made. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. So.
Yeah, look, I don't even think that
watch the guy in the left's face.
They necessarily should. I think deplatforming is extreme, and I'd be very careful about it.
Was that an agree? Was that okay? Now, was that an agreement?
No, that was a what the
shocked,
fuck?
Like,
that was a what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Did you not read my articles, Jank? Did you not listen? I don't know if I was unclear in the article, Jank, but he has crypto fascists on his show. Yes, good catch. Yeah, that reaction shot was definitely like just shock and awe there.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. Phil hat remains for $20. Thank you so much, Phil. Ana Kasparian's clavicle, Adam.
What?
Ana Kasparian's clavicle has joined us all.
Super
So
chatting
amazing.
even?
Yes, Ana Kasparian's clavicle for $20.
Wow.
And look at the avatar. It's a picture of Ana Kasparian's clavicle. Amazing. She wow. She came into the chat.
That
says,
is awesome.
Hey, Adam.
Mhm.
You like what you see?
Mhm.
Well, too bad, because I'm better than you.
Oh, Anna, why you gotta crush me like that?
Breaking your heart.
I thought we were friends.
About it, because then you start to weed out opinions that are legitimate but not within the corporate rule and mainstream, et cetera. So, but in this case,
He's got flaring nostrils and everything. This guy is completely pissed now. He's very upset about this. My whole article was aimed at deplatforming Tim Pool, and it's not going to happen now because of you, Jank. Because of you and your big fat mouth.
Mm-hmm.
what reporting does is really important, that are legitimate but not within the corporate rule and mainstream, et cetera. So, but in this case, what your reporting does is really important because it lets you know, okay, he might claim this, but let me show you what he actually believes, right? And so
Let me show you what he actually believes. Is that not a little mind reading there for you? Just a little tad mind reading?
So I think that the truth is the best disinfectant. It's not nearly perfect, of course, and most people will not see that.
Now, in case you guys didn't know, it is actually sunlight that is the best disinfectant. Truth, not exactly a disinfectant. Not going to be good for your countertops or cleaning your clothes, anything like that. You want to stick to sunlight, maybe some bleach. Truth is not what you're looking for.
Don't drink it though.
For
Don't inject the
disinfectant.
bleach. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Don't inject the bleach. Yeah.
Wipe it on the counter. Okay.
But if you did have some sunlight, could you inject that safely into the body, Sitch? Would that be possible?
Maybe.
Would-
I don't actually. I probably not. Probably not.
Is sunlight the best disinfectant?
I have a feeling that shooting UV rays to parts inside your body maybe not a good idea.
Mhm.
Just a
Okay.
thought. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but
Okay.
just a prediction.
I try to keep the sunlight on the outside of my body, not the
Right.
inside, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, he's got that smug kind of, why are you destroying my feelings, Jay?